What's up, guys? In this video, I'm going to give my 2 cents on whether I feel Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury should fight and who I think will win if it does happen. And opinions are split on whether it should happen or not. Duke McKenzie here says on TalkSport that he thinks it should, just simply because of the money it would make. Johnny Nelson, who also knows a lot about the business side, being a long-time commentator, he is kind of iffy about it. He doesn't seem to think that the fight shouldn't happen, but he's not really talking about it with a ton of confidence, and maybe it's because he knows how much steam it has lost. You've also got guys like Zhili Zhang who are saying the fight has lost its meaning. Simon Jordan, of all people, who I'm still going to make a video laughing at and mocking because he deserves it, let's be real. But here, he says the same thing, that it doesn't really have any meaning, and yeah, what's the point, basically? And Teddy Atlas, he doesn't say that the fight shouldn't happen, but he just doesn't seem to think that it really needs to, and if it is going to happen, who has the advantage? He gives it to Tyson Fury, etc. Now, I'm more in the category of I really don't care, so if it does happen, whatever. For the health of both guys and that kind of stuff, sure, make the fight, because it actually makes sense. It doesn't make sense for these guys to fight the number one contender or anything. So, yeah, if these guys are going to continue fighting, they are both former champions. They've been whooped by the best of this generation. So, yeah, make the fight. It does make sense on that front. However, what I don't like is the BS that I can just see happening. There is suddenly going to be talks of, oh, maybe they can now have a third fight with Alexander Usyk, if Usyk is still around, or maybe they're the leading contender or the leading champion. Maybe they are the uncrowned champion, etc., etc. These are the two biggest names. They've had the most success after Usyk. So they are going to get a ton of press and a ton of props and far more than they deserve when they win, because one of these guys is going to win, and again, the same BS is going to come, in my opinion, because when Anthony Joshua knocked out Francis Ngannou, a boxing novice, suddenly there was this narrative going around from Eddie Hearn that he was the uncrowned champion. I mean, that made me want to tear my hair out of my head. Tyson Fury has been called by some the best heavyweight of all time after he beat Dillian Whyte, and that was maybe the most absurd thing I've heard this entire generation when it comes to heavyweights. And Alexander Usyk, he's going to be in a position where he never needs to fight the winner again. Again, if he keeps fighting, and I'll get on to Usyk in a second video, but he's going to, again, keep fighting potentially, and if he does, the name of the winner is going to get bought up regardless of who it is, and there is suddenly going to be a narrative that maybe for some strange made-up reason that has no logic whatsoever, he should fight the winner. So because of that, because of the BS that's going to come with the winner, I don't really want to see it happening. But on the other hand, I also don't really want to see these guys fight the upcoming contenders, because if they win, then they're going to get springboarded to other title fights, when guys like Zhili Zhang and Adrian Kabayel, who are fighting each other, guys like Martin McCauley, guys like, not just yet, but Moses Itauma in the future, maybe this coming year we'll see if he can break Mike Tyson's record, or if he has a chance to try. They are going to be the leading contenders. Joshua and Tyson Fury have not won meaningful contendership fights in how many years? So, yeah, on that front, I'm not interested in the fight. As far as who would win, my personal pick would be Tyson Fury, because I think that Fury, even though he's been damaged by Usyk, even though he is incredibly delusional and immature and entitled, etc., etc., he has shown far more boxing IQ than Anthony Joshua. He understands the sport more. He just knows it a lot better. Anthony Joshua was making terrible amateur mistakes when he fought Daniel Dubois, leading with his chin in the air, leading with the right hand, neglecting his jab, rushing in as soon as he rocked Daniel Dubois. That was just a terrible strategy on so many fronts. Tyson Fury, as much as he lost clearly to Alexander Usyk, he wasn't making similar mistakes to what Joshua made. And I feel that because he just knows the sport a lot better, because he understands it better, because his boxing IQ is much higher than Anthony Joshua's, he would win this fight and possibly stop Joshua. But if he does do that, regardless of what it may mean for Fury, given that he's just taken 2 losses to Usyk, the first one being a big beating, it's not a fight, again, this is the last time I'll say it, that should springboard him back into the title picture. So those are my 2 cents. Don't really care for the fight. If it does happen, whatever. But I know the narratives that are going to be made regardless of who wins. So on that front, I don't really want to see it. Drop your thoughts, guys. Do you want to see it? Who are you picking and why? Like the video and subscribe to the channel for more.